Live we are, ladies and gentlemen. What a new experience for us.
It is. This is good. I like this.
This is a new experience for us. We are at Reverend Central.
Circle R Ranch.
Circle R Ranch in beautiful Toledo.
Sunny, beautiful Toledo. Home of Tony Pacos.
Which we had today for lunch. Not exactly on my usual dietary plan, ladies and gentlemen. For the last 2 months, I've been eating food pellets. And dropping lots of pounds. I lost a Backstreet Boys worth of weight. And now I find myself spoiling myself a little bit with a little bit of Toledo finery.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just going to share this quickly.
Please do.
With our friends.
Our friends, our good friends.
We have good friends. There goes. Oh, there I am. There I am speaking in the night. I'm going to say, oh, I don't want to hear you talk, me. Hey, me. I don't want to hear you talk.
Hello, me. It's me again.
Hello, me. I'm here with Ken Haas from the potentate, along with Penny Haas. They're co-potentates of Reverend Guitars here in beautiful Toledo. Really, it's Slovenia. Are we in Toledo proper?
We are in Slovenia Township.
Okay.
Yeah, you get out in the western suburbs, and every mile or two,
it changes.
It changes.
All right.
Like anywhere else in the world, really.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the language you speak. All right, I'm going to go over
But it says
here.
Toledo on the mailbox. So there you have it.
I'm going to share this to
Henceforth and therein,
a group.
we call it Toledo.
I'm going to share this to a group. I'm going to share it to a group. I'm going to share it. I'm sharing it to a group. Wow, a little song there called Sharing It to a Group.
I like it.
I thought it was fun. I've also got my new Reverend hat on, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think?
I like it.
I think it's, you know, in the summer months, the beanies get a little moist on the old cabeza. I'm going to tell you that right now.
You know, it has been, and I guess I didn't realize that until just now. But, yeah, that's what's different about you.
Yes.
Because it's been pretty much 4 or 5 years of constant with you with the beanies on.
That's correct. I do mix it up every now.
Yeah, so seeing it mixed up is actually a little...
Every now and again I mix it up.
I knew something was different.
Every now and again I mix it up for the kids.
Because I didn't see you with the weight on. Because we haven't physically laid eyes on each other in a year and a half.
Right. So during the COVID hideaway, I gained a Backstreet Boys worth of weight.
Yeah.
And then I said, wait a minute, the time has come to shed the pounds. So I did this hardcore diet thing, which I've been on, and I continue to do it, but I did allow myself to actually have a full meal last night, and today for lunch, and again tonight.
And again tonight.
And then when I go back home, it's back to kibbles and bits for great.
Rabbit food.
Right.
Yeah. Now you see, you're seeing me, because I didn't lose a Backstreet Boys worth of weight, but I lost about 20 last year. But then over the wintertime, I put it right back.
It's hard.
It is.
You know what?
Even if you're paying attention to it, it's hard.
Because food is delicious. Boys, listen to us. Listen to our word. You can eat whatever you want now. Yeah. Ken's sons are here, and they're rejoicing in their
skinny,
they're young. I can eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
And that lasts a while until it doesn't.
Right.
And
then you wake up one day and wait.
What's this?
Right.
It's my bullum. Hey, right.
Oh shit. I'm doing stuff over here.
This, my friends, is a gold dish. Venetian gold version of the Gristle 90.
Yes.
Which are hopefully on their way. There's been a little bit of a kerfuffle, although we're getting past it. During COVID,
everything is a nightmare.
Everything is you know, you're just grateful that things are going in
here we are.
In a positive direction.
Yeah.
But so
some came, more coming. Everything's coming.
Exactly.
Supply chains going in all directions all over the place are all a mess.
Correct.
Getting pickups to places they need to be has been an issue. Correct. Getting guitars to places they need to be has been an issue. Getting Bigsby's to places they need, it's all an issue. Everything's an issue. And we're in the process, it's not unlike tying a knot. And soon it will be snug.
Yes.
And then everything will just come
like knots and rain.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be knots and rain is what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen.
So more Gristle 90s to come.
And this is the Venetian gold version, which is just beautiful to behold.
It is.
It's just, I got a thing for gold guitars lately. I've been
You
digging
know
it.
what? I got one of those too. I got one of these that you have to autograph before you leave. I've been holding one that was on review for a good friend of ours, and he'd like you to sign it. So I don't want to forget that, LG.
Yeah.
What have I got?
You've got a Bradford Beach Blue Sentinel.
I do. The Bradford Beach Sentinel. These are, well, we're here with our friends at Wildwood, so we thought we'd get out pull some of the Wildwood stops.
Yes.
So I've got a handful of exclusives here. You know what these things do?
They thrust forth.
They do.
Bass frequency.
Remember this?
Had a little heat. Yeah.
Afterneath.
We're having fun, ladies and gentlemen.
We've been doing this all day.
We have been. And I'm actually going through this twin back here. It used to belong to your uncle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it did. That twin was bought new by my uncle Mike Collins of the Detroit area. He was a musician up in the Detroit area, played with a number of bands from the early 60s through the late 70s, and he bought that 65 twin brand new and custom ordered it with the big speakers that was an option at the time, the EVs of Doom. It's a 90-pound Terror. And my uncle passed away in 1980, and I learned how to play on his 68 Telly through that 65 twin and an Arian distortion pedal so that I could sound like my heroes. Remember those little Arian pedals?
Yep.
Yeah, LG's waving her hand. What's up, LG?
I have some questions before.
Oh well,
let's get some questions
we're gonna
here.
get to those. Yeah.
All right. So, hold on. I guess I was not
Oh, she's not prepared.
That's all
So
right.
the Arian distortion pedal I was
Yes.
saying,
Yeah.
and with the 68 Telly, that was joyful. That was a tone.
Yes.
It was a tone.
Right.
And then of course that amp was then all of my shitty punk bands when I was in high school. That amp was our PA,
Right.
which is
got
I'm
more
sure
than
that's
power
what
for.
I'm sure that's what they were thinking when that was designed. And and then it sat dormant for a good 20 years, and then I finally had somebody local here rebuild it.
Yeah.
And it is.
It's beastly.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's
I got
fun.
it on about 2.5 right now, folks, and I'm using my Gristle King pedal. You have a Gristle King pedal here on a board, and that's what I'm using for
Yes.
a little clean boost and a little bit of overdrive. So this is the amp as it is. Of course, we got the glorious Fishman. So that's just straight up amp. Clean boost. bit of heat. Which gets the job done. A lot of times when I'm doing a throw and go,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to be using. Could be a twin, could be a hot rod DeVille, could be an AC30, could be a super reverb. I'll bring that Gristle King pedal and set the amp up clean-ish, and then
Yeah.
with that clean boost, the amp starts to give in a little bit, hit that overdrive on top of it, and pop!
We have the Gristle King pedal on this board with a tuner just for trade show stuff, and an MXR EVH pedal, because between the two,
We got the
you can
bases
cover a
covered.
lot of ground. Yeah, you can cover, and so yeah, people demoing guitars and stuff.
Right.
But it's always fun. It's always fun to sit down with that pedal after, or anything on that board after a trade show.
'Cause you never know what the hell.
See where it was left. Because people really want to check the extremes of all the controls on these things. You know, I'm always one of the people. I sit down with a pedal that I don't know, and I just put everything at 12 o'clock, and then I listen and I
Right.
sort of tweak stuff from there. But then there's that. Well, I'm going to turn the mids off right out of the gate.
Right.
and then if it doesn't sound good with the mids off, they go, "Why doesn't this sound good?"
Right.
Like that EVH pedal is already scooped. So scooping it further is. There it is.
Well, that sounds pretty.
Gnarly. Gnarly with a G.
Yes,
Gnarly.
as
I
opposed
like
to-
it. I like it.
Different approaches to the overdrive one time.
And then I'm doing exactly what I shouldn't be doing is I'm running the short scale bass through my car Rambler. Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie to you.
It sounds good.
Yeah, the Sentinel is the three-way switch does a normal, bright, and deep, and when you have the tuner not on, you can actually hear that. And the normal setting was what I was playing with that. And on the bright. And interestingly, I can hear the difference between the normal and the bright jump a little bit further on the car amp than earlier when I was running through the Aguilar.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of compression on the Aguilar rig. And then this deep setting is. That's
Yes.
funky.
I like it.
The Sentinel bass in Bradford Beach Blue available at Wildwood.
At Wildwood Guitars in Louisville,
Guitars,
Colorado.
LG behind the computer keyboard,
Yes,
jotting down some questions.
yes.
Fire away.
I'm trying to find it. David wants to know if that's ebony.
It
It is an ebony fingerboard. You are correct.
Gordon would like to hear the bass with a pick. See what that sounds like?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Gordon, I kind of feel bad because I'm plugged into a guitar amp due to the logistics of being set up for the live stream
Right.
and some other stuff that we're going to get to earlier. So that's in the normal setting, in the deep setting. And that bright setting. That bright setting is bright.
It is.
I should play bass with a pick more often.
It's fun.
It is fun, and I try to pretend like I can play. I try to pretend like I'm playing bass. Period.
Thrusting forth. I like it.
Don't sound too bad though.
It does sound good.
Richard would like to know when you're going back to Asbury Park.
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a great question, Richard. That was spoken of earlier. We'd like to make an East Coast trip as soon as everybody's happy, because our friends at Russo Music have opened a second location in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia freedom.
We have been invited, so at some point.
You never know. You never know what will transpire.
Yeah, at some point we'll be traveling around the country. We'll get
And
to
certainly
that.
got to get you back. I'd like to return to Colorado in the not too distant future. Of course,
too.
there's nothing currently on the books. I'm still doing the live feeds usually from my home, but here we've adjusted
We've adjusted.
to being out here in beautiful Toledo for our Wildwood stream. But we hope to get back out there again sooner than later. So
Indeed. My son Ian is heading out to Denver next month.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. He probably doesn't even know what that song is.
No, he's shaking his head. No, he does not.
Isn't that wild? John Denver
Yeah.
is unknown.
Yeah.
It's hard to fathom. Or as some people say, hard to phantom.
Well, okay, Boomer.
Okay,
You know,
Boomer.
Okay.
Whatever, Boomer. Not a Boomer, I'm Gen X! Wow.
I just okay Boomered you, and we're the same age.
It happens.
Anyway, Mark would like to know what scale the base is.
This is a 30-inch scale. Right along with the Watt Power base, those are our two 30-inch scale bases, and then we do the Brad Hauser base, which is the 32 mid-scale, and all the rest are 34. But Joe had this idea for the circuitry of this base, and did it tweaking this with the P-blade, and thought it would work the best on the 30, and he was correct. Pro level short scale.
Pro level.
This is not a beginner base.
Short scale.
Yeah, this is not a beginner base.
Not a beginner base.
And the nice thing about it too, it's
Nice and light.
with the Karina, it's 7 pounds 4 ounces. And
That's light.
in a base.
And a base.
That sounds that good. That's sweet.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I can dig it.
I can't do
Bradford Beach Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Tone hue of doom.
Mm-hmm. Tone Hue of Doom.
Matt says, will Reverend ever release a base with a 38 millimeter jazz nut whip?
That's a tough one. We don't have any plans to do that at the moment. And I know that's a thing that people do, but we haven't had that many requests for it, and none of the artists that we are working with have asked for it. And you compound that with sort of the tradition of what we have sold in the past, and we are just not planning on going there at the moment. Things can change.
Things can always change.
Things can always change. Naylor could be sitting at home watching this right now and be like, you know what? I wonder why.
That's right.
And then call me in 2 weeks and be like, you know what we should do? And then have this great idea of how we could work that in. But at the moment, we are just hanging on. Things here are so busy, and we are just doing our best to keep the instruments that we are making in stock. And so adding new stuff is a little tricky at the moment. But that is a good question and is in
contemplation.
yeah, should come under more scrutiny later. Indeed.
I like it.
I do too.
Kevin says, with the set neck, shorter scale, and P90s, does the Gristle 90 feel more like a junior or Italian bridge position?
You mean just from, I'd say more like a junior. It's got the ducky thing. You know, it's got that delicious, I like to call it a quack myself. Some people like to call it a honk.
Yeah.
I don't care what you call it, I dig it. But it's got the cut, but it's got little rounder edges and have that. Of course, you add a little heat to it.
With a little heat, it definitely feels more like a junior.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And the painted neck as well.
Yes. So delightful.
Mm.
A golden lariat. Ready to engage.
What's a lariat?
It's Wonder Woman's.
Oh.
Wonder Woman. Do 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 do. Right?
Mhm.
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter.
Lord. back in the day.
You guys ready to change it up?
Yeah.
Well, I just changed it up just for fun, just because I felt like it.
I like what you did. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to grab, this is also another Wildwood exclusive down here. This is that, the 6-gun, right?
Yes.
With the
HSS.
HSS in the medieval red.
Or, as I like to refer to it, medieval red.
Oh, that's frightening.
Yeah,
Quite
I know.
and this one is
I didn't mean to
for
scare
folks.
anybody.
This is actually heading back out to Wildwood. They sent it. here
Yeah, they
because,
sent it for this. Yeah.
This is serial number 42296.
I requested that they get that out here because we have not done this in person in a year and a half.
That's right.
And as a matter of fact, when I was looking through my records, the last time you were here at the Circle R doing this, get this, July of 2019.
Oh, good Lord.
Can you believe that? And you must have been out here with Rick, right?
Yes,
You and Rick
exactly.
were touring that summer, and you and Rick were here at the same time. That was the last time you were here. Doesn't seem possible.
That seems
the
bizarre.
missing year.
The missing year.
The missing year. Yeah.
That's a glorious sound right there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and so there were a lot of things that we did with Wildwood during the missing year that you and I never really got to sit down and talk about. And I really thought this HSS thing was one of the special ones because, myriad of reasons, but basically this inspired the new 6-gun HPPs. I'll get to that in a second. But this is a Karina body HSS guitar, and it's based on our 6-gun model, which was 3 Alnico single coils. And Lance suggested that we do the so-called mullet guitar with the business in front and the party here in the back. And we got these on order, and we put our HA5 Alnico bridge pickup in these. And then Joe wanted to hear it. And so when we got one up to Naylor, he sent back a wiring diagram, a circuit for us, that put the bass contour on this guitar only on the humbucker. Because the single coils didn't really need any bass contouring.
Right.
And then he wanted them to balance well with the humbucker, and so you could play with the bass contour on the humbucker if you wanted to come up with a good balance and really look for that quack you were discussing about in the second position, as you say.
Yeah, so let's check it out.
Yeah.
The 4 is really the thing.
Yeah.
A little Queen Boozer. Sounds good. That sounds quite good.
Oh yeah.
That's how you can dial in that bridge pickup as makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense, by God.
It really, yeah, it really came together well. And then after playing around with that, then Joe was inspired by that guitar to make the HPP, because then he started thinking about playing around with the idea of the humbucker versus single coils and how cool position 2 sounded. And so we ended up with the 6-gun HPP with the humbucker and our 2.985 P90 pickups. And on these models are in production, and the bass contour works across the whole spectrum of pickups. So you can get a more traditional single coil sound out of the P90s if you desire to with the bass contour control. But this one's just kind of neat. I mean, it's a really special guitar. They were limited runs. We only did We only did a couple different colors, and only for Wildwood, and only, you know, in the year 2020 or 2021, whenever they came out. I think those came out in late 2020.
Yep.
And they're pretty special, pretty neat little guitar. And so I thought it'd be cool to get one back here, but that one will be going back to Wildwood when we're done. So tell everybody the serial number if you guys
It
want.
is 42296.
There it is.
Tattoo that on your soul.
Yes. And then over here, because it's Wildwood exclusive day, I got me a Contender 290. Brand new in 2020. The Contender models are sort of our a special instrument for us,
Yes.
if you'd like to say.
That's
But it
beautiful.
is our roundhouse guitar, but with no carved maple top. So this is solid Karina 24 3/4 inch, set neck, Palfero board, Reverend's locking tuners, of course, 2 Reverend 9A5 P90 pickups. Here's the bridge, middle, and then the neck. And the bass contour control lets you up. And everything in between.
All betwixt.
And this is a fun one to loop Fraser, you know. I like that.
Just like that. Music for the kids.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Music for the kids.
Music for the kids. Music for the kids. Music for the music for the music for the.
It's also a fun one to freeze. And afterneath.
I like the freeze pedal.
I do too.
And the afterneath.
Oh yeah, the afterneath is, that's some fun. That's a good time.
Good clean fun right there.
Dirty fun even.
Dirty fun. We got some questions out there in Movie Land?
Yeah, a few.
All right then.
First of all, Steve Messplay
Yes.
says he sure
Ha.
does miss you guys.
Yeah, we miss you
Steve,
too,
Steve. Steve.
Awesome guitars always, and Greg is extraordinary. Always, thanks guys.
Thank you, Steve. We
Yes,
can't
we
wait to
miss
come
you
back
too.
out to Colorado.
Patrick says, how different is the Warhawk 390 versus the Gristle 90? You played a Warhawk DAW earlier. You didn't play a Warhawk.
Yes, he played the Warhawk DAW earlier with the humbucking pickup in the bridge. But yeah, it's a different animal. While yes, the scale length is the same, The bridge is quite a bit different.
And the Fishman pickups
hardtail.
are-
and the Fishman pickups are their
own thing.
Yeah, they're their own thing. You can get the Fishman pickups to sound like our pickups because there's a connection there.
Correct.
You know, but then you can do so much more with volume with the Fishman pickups. And then there's so many more tonal variations with the secret controls on the Gristle 90.
The secret control.
The tone shift button, you know, which puts it in a different territory. And of course the phase thing. While the Warhawk 390, you have 3 P90 pickups, so you have the cool positions 2 and 4 to play with. There's a lot of differences between those two guitars. Yes, they're both Karina. Yeah, they're the same scale length. And I got to give the brightness edge probably to the Gristle 92 with the
Right.
ebony board.
Correct.
The ebony board does make it a little brighter and a little bit more articulate.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the Warhawks tend to be a little bit warmer guitars.
And it's a bird of prey, so you got to be careful with it as well, or it
That's
may
true.
swoop down and feast upon lesser
Absolutely.
species.
All right.
I don't know what that means. I'm a little scared.
It's all good.
Yeah.
You guys ready to move on to the next?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, how long can we talk? Well,
We
you
could talk
decide.
forever about
Yeah,
things.
you're the director.
Go ahead.
We can switch.
All right then.
We're going to switch to our next guitars. I'm going to switch to the delicious and Gristle Master in the 3-tone sunburst.
Well, I got something fun to share with you. This
Yeah.
is fun. This is you know what? This is a Wildwood exclusive as well. This is the powder yellow Reeves Gabriel Sustainiac.
Yes.
The RG Sus, as we call it. And this is a fun Reeves of The Cure, Tin Machine, Reeves Gabriel's and His Imaginary Friends, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, a mighty legend, a mighty warrior.
Yes.
We have been doing a signature model with Reeves, and I had this question the other day, and I thought it was a very interesting question, and I had it on the Reverend Guitars Owners Group. Somebody was asking me about an older version of this guitar and if the specs were the same, and the specs are not the same because, in my mind, signature guitars are fluid. As you guys, well, like look at you with your 2 signature models, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Mr. Fancy Pants.
But you saw a need in what you were doing for a different guitar other than the original Gristle Master, which is, of course, nothing against the original Gristle Master. But we've moved on. And then we may find 5 years down the road, you look at this Gristle Master and you say, you know what, I'd really like to do X or Y with this. And yeah, and that's what's happened with Reeves between 2008 and 2021, is Reeves has come up with things that he's doing, and heck, we created the whole Space Hawk guitar around his career with The Cure.
Right.
We developed signature pickups with Railhammer, the signature model, and then Reeves has been using the Sustainiac pickup, the original version, the Alan Hoover Sustainiac version, for years and years, and so we finally stepped up and were able to install one in his original signature model. And so this is a Karina body, roasted maple neck, a Reeves Gabriel signature bridge pickup, and the Sustainiac in the neck. And the Sustainiac pickup is activated by these switches, and one turns the Sustainiac off and on. So when you turn it on, it starts the strings vibrating as if you were holding an EBow over all of the strings at the same time. And then this other mini toggle switches between the fundamental and then a fundamental with a sub-octave and the fundamental with the octave above and the sub-octave as well, which is the way it's
Ridiculous.
at. So imagine, you know, that feeling when you are playing in front of your Marshall really loudly, or your Hiwatt, or your Friedman, or your Naylor. I've got choices.
Right.
And you're cranking, and you know when you get to that certain volume and you go to grab that note and the feedback starts coming, the fun thing about the Sustainiac is that you have that at your power at all times to bring that feedback up. And so I've always thought about this as a high gain thing, and Reeves is a much more multi-dimensional player than I am. And so Reeves has thought about this thing in a lot of arenas, but I always think about this one trick that it does. And then playing around with it this year during the COVID,
Yes.
where some people practiced a lot more than me, but I sort of came up with this idea that you can turn this stainer on, and if you do like slow finger picking things, you start to get these volume swells from the sympathetic strings.
Ah.
And even a simple little
Yeah.
lick like that
Yeah.
starts to take on like a little dimension underneath it, and you're like, oh, you know. Not to, of course, diminish the power of the mighty. That's what I get for not playing with the pick. The Reeves, Cabrels, RG Sus. And then our friends at Wildwood thought it would be fun to offer this because we do it in, we're doing it in the gold. Listen to it, she's going.
Yeah, she's still going.
She's going. Oh, yeah. Wildwood thought it would be fun to offer this in sort of a traditional color palette.
Yes.
The powder yellow with the black guard.
It looks
And
sharp.
only available at Wildwood Guitars, folks. This one here is not from Wildwood. This is out of my personal collection.
Out of your personal collection.
Yes, indeed. I wanted one.
And you got one.
And you know what else I have? Tosa Turquoise Gristle 90.
Uh-huh. Those are turquoise.
Sometimes I just keep one.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No, there's not.
It's the perks of being...
It is. It is. It's the perks. And you over here with the mighty Gristle
Yeah.
Master.
Of course, this has the...
Yes.
Of course, the magical button gives us the two voices of the pickups, which goes from something that's more akin to like a late 50s, early 60s telly. To more of a blackguard telly. Of course, you add a little heat to this rascal. There you go, it's killer. They rock, and of course, no noise from the pickups. And delicious three-tone sunburst.
Yeah.
I love it.
We do a nice three-tone, and it looks great on that
It looks
guitar.
fantastical.
Yeah.
And yeah, people ask me what my favorite color is. You know, I think Lucifer is my all-time favorite, although this one and the orange are probably my fave. Cockwork orange, which was also a Wildwood exclusive.
Indeed.
And then the three-tone sunburst. The other one I like too. I mean, the red and the pow and the wow are both delightful as well.
Indeed. And those should be scooped up
Yes.
if you're interested in the
And the wow and the pows.
And the wow and the pow yellow and the wow red.
Pow yellow and the wow red.
If you're interested in those, scoop those up because those are going to drop from sight for a little while off of our line because we're, again, slammed. We had to make room to make more Gristle 90s.
Exactly
And
correct.
so we've pared down the color offerings for next year. And Blue Spur and the 3-tone, of course, are not going anywhere. And the purple's already gone, so if you see a purple one, snatch that one up.
That's right, I forgot all about the purple. How could I forget the purple?
Yeah, Axis purple, that was a beauty.
That was a
Oh,
beauty.
we had some fun. You know what we did was we took a picture of one of his beanie hats and we just started doing all the colors right down there.
That's it.
Yeah, and we knocked out like 3 of the colors with this guitar alone.
Yeah. This is true.
Yeah.
This is
All that
true.
happened. That happened.
It did.
A lot of people want to know,
Oh,
or are wondering, or musing,
yes.
if you could hit the sustain on that and like go get a sandwich and come back.
Oh.
Would it still be going?
Here it comes. It's on. Yes, it will ring forever. And if you forget and set the guitar down and walk away, those strings just go and go and go and go. That's the whole point of the thing.
I've done that.
Yeah, my son has done that. He's like, yes, I've forgotten. And I'll be watching TV and I'll be like, what is that? And the guitar will just be sitting there. Unplugged, it's
Right.
disconnected.
It still does
so
that.
unplugged, it won't. It doesn't matter where the switch is. But if you leave it plugged in and walk away and you have it turned on, it'll go for a good long time.
Forever
And it's
and
interesting
ever.
too. This the Sustainiac unit itself is a fairly decent sounding neck pickup.
Right, it is.
And so it can be used in a bunch of different ways. And so it's a versatile and kind of an odd thing, kind of a fun thing to be doing in production.
Stop. Yeah, a little jam for the kids.
For the kids.
Boom-a-dang,
The kids are here.
boom, they are.
They are. The kids are here. My kids are here.
They're sitting in the back. They are. What kind of conversations are we having out there in movie land? Anything exciting?
Not really.
LG.
They talked about, appliances for a long time because of the avocado.
The avocado spurred the old appliances.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, of course it did.
Avocado.
That happens. Yeah, we have a very funny picture to go along with that guitar that is of a 70s kitchen.
Yes.
With the matching oven hood, refrigerator, stove, dishwasher unit with the front facing the avocado burst, and this gorgeous redheaded woman in like an avocado dress that looks just like LG.
No.
Yes, yes, she does.
Living the 70s dream.
And we were sharing that picture around for a little while. Now, was that? Correct me if I'm wrong, Boomer, but was was that more of a 60s thing or a 70s thing? I really don't know.
I think late 60s.
Late
70s,
60s,
yeah.
70s. Black.
This one sounds good, too. This sounds big and bold.
It does.
Big and bold and sassy. Boy, it sounds good. It's a good sounding axe. That's all there is.
It
to
is. It is. Hey, Nate, grab me that fat fish, would you? Bass. My son Nate, ladies and gentlemen.
Nate the Great.
Nate the Great. That's correct. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to match you. I can't just sit by and idly let somebody play black guitars.
Right?
Right.
That's
That's a thing. That's a thing somebody did.
Yeah, once upon a time, back in
Yeah.
the day.
This is a Brad Hauser Fatfish 32. 32-inch scale base, mid-scale, semi-hollow. Brad of Bohemians fame.
That's right.
We discussed this earlier.
I'm not aware of too many things. I know what I know, if you know what I mean.
Well, that was nice. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I do.
Ready for a couple more questions?
Sure, fire away.
Paul would like to know, when purchasing the P90s, the Fishman P90s,
Yes.
Okay.
to go into another guitar,
Yes.
will they be available in both Tele and Les Paul volume and tone configurations?
No. They will only be available in the conventional 2-volume, 2-tone, like conventional Les Paul type of, or, 2-pickup
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would imagine that if you wanted to, you could contact the fine people at Fishman and they could say, well, we could maybe come up with something for you if you wanted to do that. But as a standalone, the packaged version will be for a traditional 2-volume, two-tone.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, the majority of people that are going to be
Right.
installing them aftermarket are going to be installing them in specials. And
Correct. And as I
Things of that
said,
nature.
there may be, Fishman always seems to be pretty cool about,
yeah,
but initial offerings are what they are.
yeah. And I wonder how difficult it would be to have the two tone controls be a master tone. Say if you wanted to do something like put them in a contender or whatever.
Right.
I mean, there's got to be
There's got to be ways.
got to be ways. Yeah.
You know who could figure it out? MacGyver.
Oh, he could totally figure it out.
Little chewing gum, toothpick.
After MacGyver, he figured out the Stargate.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
He's
got
a
it going
he's a
on.
versatile cat.
Penny is currently watching all of the Stargate series. She's very into it. She's into it.
You got Stargate shamed.
Next question. Rob says, "Hi Greg, what's your favorite non-signature Reverend guitar?"
Ooh.
Well, I own several different ones. I really like the original Space Hawk
Yeah.
because I think that, well, first of all, that's what got me going on the Bigsby for the Gristle 90 because
Cool.
it works so well.
Yeah.
I was using that guitar and I was using that Bigsby. It sounded great. It worked great. The guitar stayed in tune. And I really like the out of phase thing on that guitar because with the bass contour, you can do kind of what we're doing with the Fluence pickups in terms of being able to dial in that preset.
Yeah, totally.
So Space Hawk's one of my faves. But I have a PA1,
Of course.
the Pete Anderson with actually with Fishman Fluence humbuckers in it. That thing's killer in the deep sea blue.
Yep.
Get out of here. And then I have a Pete Anderson, the baritone.
Yeah.
And that thing, I'll tell you
Rips.
what, when I go out when we start gigging with the band again, that thing goes with me
Yeah, it goes with. Yeah.
because I engage
seen
in
it.
various low C offerings
Indeed.
that'll rattle polyps from several counties over. People, when we come to town and I'm playing that thing, like in a 3-county radius, people get a waiver and they don't have to have a colonoscopy for like the next year because we just rattle the polyps away with the sheer power of those low-end frequencies. Benevolent frequencies going into various different people's entrails and just scrubbing away any unwantables. Unwantables! That's a thing.
I like it.
That's a condition
Yeah.
that people have. I got the unwantables. What am I going to do about that? Book the Koch Marshall Trio.
Yeah.
They're coming in town. When he straps on that baritone, you're going to be feeling all proper. That happened here, ladies and gentlemen, at the Circle R Ranch.
It did. It did.
Public service announcement.
Yeah. Oh, and you have an Airsonic, and you have
I have an Airsonic.
the Airwave 12 string, of course.
Oh, I love that
You know,
thing.
I
Descent?
even yesterday, I was talking to a gentleman on the phone from Catalina Island. I think I brought this up when we were having dinner last night. Who wants to get an Airwave because he needs a 12 string with a wider nut width, and tuning stability was one of his big things. And he was kind of wavering on which one to get. And then he finds the video of us playing Starship Trooper. That video just lives on and on and on. I hear about that a lot. And I don't know what, I don't even know what came over me, but I was holding a 12 string is what came over me. And you just play that outro. And but I in no way expected that you were going to fly in the lead on another 12 string. But you can find that video right on Wildwood Guitar's website still, I believe.
It lives.
And it lives.
It's a great guitar.
It is.
A electric 12 string that stays in tune. You can actually wield the strings like some kind of a pagan warlord.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good.
Well, and you can, guys like us with big hands can play chords on it.
Exactly.
You know, I pick up a vintage 12 string and I'm like, how did those guys ever record music on these things? Like they're so narrow. And I mean, of course, all those boomers were all little.
That's right. I also have a deep sea blue East Sider.
Yeah.
And that was the first one that we put the Fluence pickups on.
Which eventually led us to the Gristle Master.
That's exactly correct. I have a Rick Vito Soul Shaker, but more in the charcoal.
Oh, the charcoal moto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the
charcoal
Avocado RB. Retroblast RB.
Yes, the full
Or the-
Avocado, not the burst.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Jetstream RB.
Jetstream RB, thank you.
And Avocado, yeah. Yeah. We keep you in guitars.
I like it.
Oh, and we recently just greased you over one of those new Gilpair's GPS
Oh, yeah,
models,
I've been
too.
digging that one.
Yeah. Well, and you worked on the pickups for that.
I did.
And so that was also a natural fit.
Yes.
You know, when Gil expressed interest in using the Fishman pickups, I was like, I know a guy.
You know, there is a Reverend guitar that I have a hankering for that I do not yet have possession of.
Uh-oh.
The Club King.
Ah, the Club King. Get in line, buddy.
The Club King.
Yeah, the Club King has been a fun one. We're no longer making the Retro Blast version of the Club King again because we're just sort of out of room at the moment and trying to keep up with things. But the Club King with P90s is that guitar. It comes and goes in waves, doesn't it, LG?
It really does.
And yeah, people are into it again. It is one of the most unique of course, everything is finding its little niche and everything has its bit of uniqueness. But that Club King is a large semi-hollow bolt-on that's got a spruce top. And the spruce top, the combination of the spruce top and the bolt-on maple neck give it this sort of acoustic zinginess.
Yes.
And it's a fun guitar. And we offered it in deep sea blue about 12 years ago. And our friend Andy,
yeah.
from Andy Martin,
He's a good fella.
from Pro Guitar Shop, used it for a bunch of demo videos. And then we started and was, man, we're selling a lot of Club Kings. What's up with that? And then we tried to drop the deep sea. We scrubbed deep sea blue from the line for a minute, which was a huge mistake because then the phone would ring and they would be like, oh yeah, River of Tears, as Penny said. Where's the deep sea blue? Andy Martin
of Tears.
Andy Martin's playing that deep sea blue. So back it comes, and now we're selling. I am sold out on Club Kings for the next year.
That's wild.
It is. It's crazy.
That's good though.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome.
Good problems to have, doggone it.
Yeah, we are so fortunate. Now that doesn't mean that Wildwood isn't going to get one for a year. Keep in mind, they are part of the reason why we are sold out of them for a year.
Right.
Because they have them on order, so they will be coming in, of course.
Club King.
Adam Baum.
Adam Baum.
Yes.
Wait.
You're fine. Adam says he just got the new Guitar World today.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
And is wondering if you could demonstrate some of those organ lines that you were talking about in that issue of the.
You know, I can't even remember what I did.
Do you want me to go get it?
Adam, we'll do that another time. How's that? I'll have that one locked and loaded. I got to remember what I did. I don't even remember. I did that months and months and months ago.
Okay.
So I don't.
Well,
So it's part of the missing year.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's part of the missing year.
Yeah.
It doesn't count, that 12 months. Just
Sorry,
doesn't
Adam.
count. Sorry, Adam.
Try.
Crazy activity, crazy machine. I don't even know what words I'm using. Feels good though. Just say random sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Did we talk about Tony Pacos yet? Because we had that for lunch.
People were asking.
Greg had the Tony Pacos Feast, which is a cabbage roll, a loaded dog, and a bowl of chili.
That's correct.
That's a lunch.
Now you have to remember, folks. I've been on this diet where I haven't had full meals for months.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pay for it later on probably. But I got to tell you, last night's
we're gonna
meal
pay
was
for it.
delicious, and today's luncheon was delightful. Tony Pacos always hitting it out of the park.
That's what they do.
They do.
Yeah.
Although we didn't see Klinger.
No. You got to be hanging around Toledo around opening day in the Mud Hens.
Okay.
If you want to catch
Jamie Farr.
Jamie Farr. And because he usually comes into town for opening day and throws out the first pitch.
Not anymore. He's too old.
No, I don't think that's true.
I do.
I refuse to accept
They do have
that.
video of him, but I don't.
Yeah, that is great. If you go to a Mud Hens game, they have video of Jamie Farr saying stuff, comes up on the big screen and everything. Really makes you feel like you're part of the town. part of
Yes.
something. And you go to the original Tony Pacos location and they have mashed stuff all over the place. They have pictures of the cast eating the hot dogs and all the signed buns and all the stuff. Good stuff. I imagine they have all that at Adam's Ribs in Chicago.
Yes, I remember that. I saw that episode just the other day. It was
Did you
the
really?
Adam's Rib.
Yeah,
It was
that's
just
a good one.
like, oh my God, I just ate those ribs. They went through the whole thing and trying to get them there, and they finally cook them, and then they have to go.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Oh Lord.
That was a good show.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was good times.
Okay, but
Okay, Boomer. That's some boomer activity right there, ladies and gentlemen. Reminiscing about MASH. What else we got?
I think we got time to wrap
All right, folks. Oh, it is about that time. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm actually out, and the people were asking why I didn't do my stream yesterday for Fishman. Ryan, bless his heart, reran one of my older streams because I was actually en route here.
Yes, indeed.
And we were going to try to do one, but we just couldn't get it together in time. So we're here today. I'll be back home for my regular Thursday stream and regular Friday stream. And then Toby's coming down.
Whoa, we're jamming this weekend.
We're jamming this weekend, 5 p.m. Central, Saturday night from the Orange Room.
Nice.
We haven't done it in a while. Toby hasn't been down in like a month and a half, I think.
Wow.
He bought a new house.
Good
Toby's
for him.
got a new
Good
pad.
for him.
So we'll probably mix it up as time goes on. We'll start doing.
But did he get new socks?
Oh, he's got socks to burn.
Oh, I know he does.
He's a socksman.
He is a socksman.
Nothing wrong with it. I got some cool socks. You got some cool socks too. What's your about? I got some stone socks. You got a little.
Go up higher.
Oh shit! We got to go up higher. Good luck.
Greg especially.
There, stone socks. Stone socks. All right, folks, we're going to leave you with a little jam. Thanks for tuning in. Ken
Indeed.
Haas, Greg Koch,
Greg Koch.
here in the
Reverend Guitar Circle R Ranch, sunny, beautiful Toledo, Ohio. Thanks so much for coming.
What key are we going to be in this time? Let's do the G thing. Adios.